The most thrilling aspect of having a pet is discovering inventive ways to communicate with each other. Whether your kitten nestles beside you to demonstrate trust, or your puppy eagerly presents its favorite toy for a game of fetch, they manage to convey their desires. However, there was something extraordinary that unfolded during one of the daily walks in the forest that this woman took with her husky, and it caught her completely off guard. Whitney Braley was elated to finally have her own canine companion. She conducted extensive research before selecting the perfect breed. Given her need for an intelligent and energetic dog capable of learning various essential commands, she chose a husky. This new husky was more than just a fun companion. It had a vital role to play in her life. She named her new canine companion Banner and envisioned a significant future together. From the moment Banner entered her life, their connection was immediate and profound. Whitney sensed that Banner regarded her as her trusted alpha, and she was certain she had made the perfect choice. Whitney Braley, an animal lover with a health condition, adopted Banner to assist her with her disability. Their special connection was evident from the moment they met. Through training by Whitney and expert trainers, Banner learned to recognize anxiety attacks, PTSD episodes, migraines, and other medical issues. This skill was incredibly impactful and enabled Whitney to manage her health safely. Over time, Banner developed the ability to sense when something was amiss, and her intuition was often spot on. This became life-changing for Whitney, as Banner could detect signs of impending episodes and help her cope with them. Additionally, Banner displayed a natural inclination to go above and beyond, even recognizing symptoms in other people. She could also assist in retrieving medication and intervening to prevent self-harm. Banner truly was an exceptional companion. Banner had become an integral part of Whitney's life, providing her with unwavering support and assistance. Whitney's love for animals extended beyond Banner, and she welcomed other animals into her home. Even before adopting Banner, Whitney had a history of rescuing animals in need. Initially concerned about how Banner would react to other animals, Whitney discovered that Banner was always eager to help. She never displayed jealousy or interference when Whitney cared for other animals. This was a relief for Whitney, who had a passion for rescuing animals and helping them. Before adopting her beloved dog, Whitney's dedication to animals was already a significant part of her life, as she frequently rescued animals and aided pets in need. Banner wholeheartedly embraced Braley's mission and exhibited tenderness and care towards the animals they cared for. During Banner's first year with Whitney, she had the opportunity to foster her first baby kitten. Whitney knew it would be challenging work, but the helpless kitten had been found in a ditch, abandoned, and without a mother. Banner stepped into the role of the kitten's nurturing mother, displaying remarkable maternal instincts. Banner assumed a maternal role with numerous animal rescues, providing protection and comfort to distressed animals in their times of need. Her gentle demeanor had a positive influence on the other animals, and they, in turn, contributed to her growth and behavior. Each animal that entered Whitney's home enriched the lives of both the animals and Banner, creating a mutually beneficial environment. Despite their focus on helping others, Banner and Whitney never lost sight of taking care of each other. As a purebred husky, Banner possessed boundless energy and required regular exercise. Whitney eagerly took Banner on long walks in the nearby forest to help her expend her energy. These forest walks allowed Banner to explore and enjoy the outdoors to the fullest. Whitney never compromised Banner's exercise regimen, even on days when she wasn't feeling her best, as it could affect Banner's ability to detect her health symptoms. Another advantage of their forest walks was that Banner could roam freely without a leash. Whitney's trust in their bond was so strong that she never felt the need to constrain Banner. Banner understood her primary purpose was to ensure Whitney's well-being and would always return when called. Whitney followed a typical path near the forest for their daily walks. Upon reaching the forest, she would happily release Banner to roam freely within it. Banner remained undisturbed by the forest's surroundings and would always return in high spirits, ready to continue their journey. On this particular day, something unusual happened when Banner returned from her forest excursion. She appeared unlike her usual self, and her behavior was puzzling. Banner had always been obedient and respectful towards Whitney as her owner, so it was disconcerting to see her not obeying commands. It was evident that Banner was distressed and somewhat confused herself, which left Whitney perplexed about what was bothering her beloved dog. Whitney attempted to use a stern voice to command Banner to behave and continue on their way, but Banner remained determined to stay put. This was highly unusual behavior for her, and Whitney was at a loss about what to do. Sometimes animals exhibit behavior similar to children when they're enjoying themselves and don't want to leave a particular place. They may even plop down and refuse to move. However, Whitney could tell that something was genuinely bothering Banner. In this case, Banner didn't merely sit down and refuse to move. She also started tugging at Whitney's dress. Whitney began to suspect that Banner might be trying to convey something important. Perhaps she was attempting to alert her to an impending issue or concern. Plopping down was one thing, but Banner's actions, particularly tugging on her dress, seemed more insistent than usual. Whitney checked Banner's vital signs, but everything appeared to be normal. Banner continued pulling Whitney in the direction they had just come from, indicating that she wanted to return to the forest. It became increasingly clear to Whitney that something significant was happening within the forest. Choosing to follow Banner's lead, Whitney decided to explore what was causing her dog's unusual behavior. The further they ventured into the woods, the calmer Banner seemed to become. As Whitney scanned their surroundings, she finally noticed something in the distance. Although it blended into the natural environment due to its camouflaged appearance, it was unmistakably an object that didn't belong in the forest. Upon closer inspection, Whitney realized that the object resembled a box. Banner darted straight towards it, and as Whitney caught up with her, she observed Banner pawing at the box. Whitney wondered whether Banner was merely attempting to play or if she was intrigued by the presence of a household object in the middle of nowhere. Was there something inside the box that had captured Banner's attention? With cautious curiosity, Whitney opened the box and was astonished by what she found. At first glance, she saw clumps of black and white fur and assumed it was a skunk. However, upon closer examination, she realized that it was an entirely different animal, a box filled with helpless newborn kittens. While Whitney and Banner had been a rescue team for animals in need, this act of compassion elevated Banner to a whole new level. The kittens appeared unresponsive to Whitney's actions, and despite the absence of rain, it was evident that they were freezing. Whitney's heart ached at the sight. She wasn't merely heartbroken. She was also furious and appalled that someone would abandon a box of kittens in the middle of nowhere when they could have easily taken them to a shelter. It seemed as though these fragile lives depended on Whitney and Banner's intervention for survival. While Whitney attempted to process this tragic discovery, Banner assumed her rescue role and sprang into action. She carefully carried one of the kittens in her mouth and cuddled it, demonstrating her experience with the rescue animals they had cared for together. Clearly, Banner was determined to provide these little babies with the same care and support they had offered to previous animals. It was a moment that left Whitney awestruck. Not only had Banner miraculously located a box of critically endangered kittens in the middle of the forest, but she was also resolute in her mission to rescue them. She was truly a compassionate and remarkable creature. Without hesitation, Whitney and Banner rushed back home with the box of kittens. Whitney quickly fetched heating blankets and whatever else she could find to warm up the newborns and stabilize their condition. Banner remained a watchful guardian over the kittens, and of course, Whitney herself. It was incredible to think that initially, Whitney had mistaken her trustworthy dog for misbehaving. Little did she know that since her first year with Whitney, Banner had been preparing for this very day. Banner had successfully rescued a total of 7 kittens in a single day. But the kittens' good fortune didn't end there. Banner embraced them as part of her family, providing them with care, cuddles, and warmth. She created a safe and nurturing environment in which they could thrive and grow. Now that a secure environment had been established for the kittens, Whitney could tend to their needs and ensure their healthy development. Banner consistently provided them with emotional support and showered them with love. Whitney, as the perfect fosterer for this challenge, had intended to care for the kittens over the next few months. As the kittens grew stronger and healthier, Whitney took the opportunity to share their remarkable story on social media. She was immensely proud of her selfless dog, Banner, and wanted to raise awareness about the cruelty of abandoning animals. If a husky like Banner could sense that something was wrong with the mysterious box of kittens in the forest, she hoped that other people would also awaken to the importance of compassion and responsibility. There were numerous alternatives for handling a situation like this, and Whitney was determined to use her voice to educate and promote awareness. A few months after their rescue, the kittens had received all their necessary vaccinations and were declared healthy. It was truly remarkable how Whitney and Banner had not only saved this litter, but also aided their recovery from a traumatic start in life. As deeply attached as Banner had become to the kittens, Whitney made it a priority to ensure that these kittens found new homes where they would be just as loved and happy. Alongside their efforts to raise awareness through their social media debut, Whitney and Banner continued their tireless work of rescuing and fostering animals. Their journey had taught them that everything in life happens for a reason. Both Whitney and Banner possessed their own unique forms of compassion and love. Banner played a crucial role in helping Whitney manage her health, while Whitney helped nurture Banner's innate heroic qualities. Surprisingly, through their experiences, Whitney discovered that Banner had a special connection with kittens above all other animals. While she loved assisting Whitney in caring for all creatures, kittens held a special place in Banner's heart. However, it's important to remember that as adorable as animals can be, it's always advisable to seek professional assistance when rescuing an animal. Many factors must be considered, especially with wild animals, as they can be unpredictable due to their unfamiliarity with humans and our environment. Even domesticated animals like cats or dogs may react out of fear and behave aggressively. Whitney and Banner had been fortunate that their rescue situations weren't dangerous, but they understood the importance of reporting any suspicious or potentially hazardous situations to the authorities and professionals better equipped to handle them. The rescue team remained committed to their mission, offering care and compassion to animals in need, accompanied by endless cuddles and kindness. Whitney's pride and admiration for her beloved Banner knew no bounds. Banner, the true wonder dog, had rescued countless animals through her intelligence, emotional sensitivity, and loving heart.